Let's be brutally honest. Women don't overlook men by accident. If she wasn't interested in you before, it wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. And now suddenly, she values you. Now she sees your worth. Let's cut through the nonsense. Women don't wake up one morning and realize you're attractive. They respond to status, power, and scarcity. This is one of the most misunderstood aspects of attraction. A woman rejecting you at first and then showing interest later isn't a coincidence. It's a shift in leverage. She didn't see you as valuable before, but something changed. And here's what you need to understand. It's never about you as a person. It's about how she perceives your value in the dating marketplace. Attraction is not a straight line. It's a game of status, timing, and psychology. And most importantly, women respect what they can't easily have. If you've ever experienced this, where a woman ignored you, then later started paying attention, it's because something made her recalculate your worth. And this is exactly what we're going to break down. Maybe you became more confident. Maybe you stopped chasing. Maybe another woman started showing interest in you, and now she sees you differently. Or maybe, just maybe, you became the man she thought she could do better than, until she realized she couldn't. The truth is, female attraction isn't just about looks, charm, or how nice you are. It's about positioning. The moment she senses that you're a man who has options, who doesn't need her validation, who can walk away without hesitation, that's when the tables turn. And here's the kicker. You don't even need to change for her to change her mind about you. All you need to do is understand the triggers that shift a woman's perception of a man. From someone she overlooked, to someone she suddenly values. Let's break this down step by step. Because once you understand this, you'll never look at female attraction the same way again. 1. She never wanted a nice guy. She wanted a challenge. One of the biggest lies men believe is that being nice is enough to attract a woman. It's not. If that were true, every guy who was respectful, caring, and always available would be swimming in female attention. But reality says otherwise. Women don't reject nice guys because they like bad men. They reject them because being nice isn't a strategy. It's an expectation. It doesn't create excitement. It doesn't build attraction. It doesn't make her chase. Women don't want easy. They want a challenge. A man who is too available, too agreeable, and too desperate for her attention makes it too easy for her. And what happens when something is too easy? It loses value. Look at any high-status man, whether in business, sports, or entertainment. They are confident, busy, and focused. They don't seek approval. Approval seeks them. Women aren't attracted to them just because of their success. They're attracted because these men are not easily won over. Think about this. A guy meets a woman and immediately showers her with compliments, gifts, and attention. He texts her good morning, asks about her day, and is always available. She knows she has him wrapped around her finger. There's no challenge. Now, contrast that with another man. He's polite, but he doesn't overdo it. He's confident, but he doesn't try too hard. He values himself more than he values her approval. When she texts, he doesn't drop everything. When they talk, he leads the conversation instead of waiting for her cues. Who do you think she'll be more drawn to? The one who makes her feel like she has to win him over. Women don't value what comes too easily. They chase what feels just out of reach. That's why many men get ignored when they try to be too nice, while the man who presents a challenge sparks attraction effortlessly. This isn't about playing games, it's about understanding human nature. When you position yourself as a high-value man who doesn't need to prove himself, you instantly become more attractive. If you've ever been ignored despite being the perfect gentleman, now you know why. It's not about being nice. It's about being valuable. Your value increased. Now she notices. A woman's attraction isn't set in stone. It shifts based on how she perceives your value. If she wasn't interested in you before, it wasn't because you were invisible. It was because in her mind, you weren't valuable enough. But now, something changed. Maybe you started making more money. Maybe you started hitting the gym and looking sharper. Maybe you developed more confidence, stopped caring what people thought, and started walking like a man with purpose. Whatever it is, she sees it now. Here's what men need to understand. Women are attracted to growth. They notice men who are moving up in life, not the ones who stay stagnant. Imagine a guy she rejected a year ago. Back then, he was shy, insecure, and didn't have much going for him. She overlooked him. But now, he's dressing better, standing taller, and walking into rooms with a presence. He doesn't need her attention anymore. And suddenly, she's paying attention. Why? Because now he looks like the type of man she always wanted. Most women don't regret rejecting a man because of who he was at the time. They regret it when they see who he became. And here's the harsh truth. Women don't notice potential, they notice results. They don't value consistency as much as they value progress. They don't chase a man who stays the same. They chase the one who keeps leveling up. Think about high school. A guy could be ignored for years, but as soon as he starts gaining attention from other people, maybe he starts dressing better, builds a stronger physique, or gains status, suddenly, women who never gave him a chance start looking at him differently. She didn't change, you did. This is why you should never chase a woman who rejected you. Instead, focus on increasing your value. When you improve, you don't need to ask for her attention. She'll give it to you freely. The key lesson? She never truly ignored you. She just didn't see enough value in you yet. But now she does. And now the power is in your hands. 3. Other women want you. Now she does too. Let's be real. Women don't like competition, but they respect it. The moment other women start showing interest in you, the same woman who once ignored you suddenly sees you in a different light. Why? Because now, you've been pre-approved. Attraction isn't just about how you look, how much money you make, or even how confident you are. It's about social proof. If other women see you as valuable, it forces her to reevaluate her opinion of you. Think about it. When a man is constantly chasing a woman, she has all the power. She knows she can have him any time. But the second he stops chasing and other women start paying attention, the dynamic flips. She starts to wonder, did I misjudge him? Why is he suddenly so attractive to other women? Did I miss something? This is human psychology at work. People want what they think they can't have. If you're always available, there's no urgency to want you. But if other women start competing for you, suddenly you become a prize worth chasing. The truth is, women value what is desired by others. This is why high-status men, celebrities, and successful guys never have to beg for attention. They don't chase. Attention naturally comes to them. And here's the irony. You don't even have to be in a relationship for this to happen. The moment you start acting like a man who has options, you'll notice something shift. Women will sense it. Your confidence changes, your energy changes. You're no longer desperate for validation. And that makes you 10 times more attractive. This is why some women ignore a man for years, but the moment he finds a girlfriend, she suddenly wants him. It's not love. It's not regret. It's the realization that another woman saw something valuable in him, something she was blind to before. The key takeaway? Women follow attraction trends. When you become desirable to others, she starts to second guess why she didn't want you in the first place. And once she starts thinking like that, she'll do whatever it takes to grab your attention before another woman takes you for good. 4. You stopped chasing. Now she's curious. Let's be honest. Too many men make themselves way too available. They send the good morning texts. They double text when she doesn't reply. They overthink every interaction, waiting for her to notice them. And guess what? She never does. Because the moment a woman senses that you need her attention, she loses respect for you. This is where most men get it wrong. They think being persistent will win her over. They believe that if they just show her how much they care, she'll wake up one day and realize she wants them. That's not how attraction works. A woman will not desire a man who places her above himself. She wants a man who values himself first. The second you stop chasing, everything shifts. Why? Because now she doesn't know where she stands with you. The moment you stop giving her free attention, she starts to wonder, why isn't he chasing me anymore? Did he lose interest? Wait, does he have someone else? And this is where the power flips. See, most men are too afraid to walk away. They think that if they stop showing interest, she'll forget about them completely. But the truth is, A woman will never forget a man who had the courage to pull away. If she truly didn't care, she wouldn't react. But most of the time, when you stop chasing, she starts reaching out. She suddenly wants to check in. She finds an excuse to text you. She tests the waters to see if she still has your attention. And here's the hard truth. The more you chase, the less attractive you become. A woman should never be your purpose. Your life, your goals, your success, that's your purpose. And the moment you start living like a man who doesn't need her, that's when she suddenly values you. So if you're still running after a woman who's not interested, wake up. Stop chasing. Stop begging for validation. Be the man she realizes she should have chosen from the start. Because once she sees that you've moved on, that's when she'll regret ever overlooking you. 5. She thought she could do better. She was wrong. Let's be real, women have options. More than ever, social media, dating apps, and constant attention have convinced many women that there's always a better man out there. So when she rejected you, it wasn't personal. She genuinely thought she could do better. And that's where reality hits her. See, a lot of women chase an illusion. They want the perfect man. He must be tall, rich, charming, successful, and emotionally available at the right time. But here's what she eventually realizes. Those men don't come easy. And while she was out there searching, you leveled up. This is why many women try to come back into your life after they've entertained other options. They saw the grass wasn't greener. The guys they thought were better turned out to be just talk. Meanwhile, you worked on yourself. You focused on your purpose. You stopped chasing and became the man she once overlooked. And now she's regretting it. Here's what men need to understand. Women are hypergamous. They naturally seek the best option available. They don't always make the right choice. Sometimes they chase a fantasy and reject a great man because they think they have unlimited time. Regret comes when reality sets in. When they realize that better doesn't always mean real. This is why you should never wait for her to realize your worth. If she didn't value you before, don't reward her with access to the new and improved version of you. A woman who truly wanted you would have seen your value the first time. She wouldn't need to lose you to appreciate you. So when she finally realizes she was wrong, it's too late. 6. You leveled up. Now she regrets ignoring you. Let's get something straight. Women don't regret rejecting men who stay the same. They only regret it when they see those same men become something greater. She ignored you when you were struggling, when you lacked confidence, when you weren't at your best, and that was fine with her. But now, you walk differently, you talk differently. You're building something, whether it's your body, your business, or your mindset. You're not the man she rejected anymore. And suddenly, she regrets everything. Why? Because you became the man she was always looking for. Here's what happens when you level up. You stop seeking her validation. Women can sense when a man is desperate for their approval. The moment you stop caring about her opinion, she becomes curious. You attract new women. Now she sees you getting attention from others, and it triggers something inside her. Competition. You radiate confidence. And confidence is the one thing that separates high-value men from those who are ignored. What she doesn't realize is that you didn't level up for her. You did it for yourself. And that's what makes her regret rejecting you even more. She sees your progress and wonders, what if I had given him a chance? She watches from a distance, hoping you'll still see her the same way you once did. But here's the truth. You've outgrown her. The version of you that wanted her no longer exists. The man you've become doesn't wait around for women who doubted him. And that's when she realizes she lost her chance for good. 7. Scarcity creates attraction. Abundance kills it. Here's something most men don't realize. Women don't appreciate what's always available. They value what they believe is rare. If you're always there, always texting, always waiting for her, you're not a prize, you're an option. And options don't excite women. Scarcity does. Think about luxury brands. Why do people desire them so much? Because not everyone can have them. The moment something becomes too common, it loses its appeal. The same applies to attraction. A man who is too available is never seen as high value. A man who is too eager is never seen as a challenge. A man who is always waiting for her will never make her chase him. Women naturally crave excitement, uncertainty, and the thrill of earning a man's attention. But if she already knows she has you, there's no chase, no excitement, no value. That's why men who don't chase, who live their lives, who make themselves a rare find, they always get more attention. Meanwhile, the guy who's constantly around, constantly texting, constantly proving himself, he becomes invisible. If she once ignored you and now suddenly finds you attractive, it's because you stopped being abundant in her world. She no longer has easy access to you. And now, she wants what she can't have. This is why ignoring a woman who once rejected you is so powerful. It shifts her perception. It forces her to wonder, why isn't he chasing anymore? Did I make a mistake? Does he have someone better? That scarcity, the idea that she might have lost you forever, creates attraction. And once she starts to feel that, she'll do anything to bring you back into her world. 8. She was waiting for society's approval, not yours. Let's be real. Many women don't think for themselves when it comes to dating. They don't just choose men based on their personal feelings. They choose based on how others will perceive their choice. This is why some women reject good men, not because they don't like them, but because they're afraid of how it will look. Maybe you didn't have enough social status at the time. Maybe her friends didn't approve. Maybe society told her she could do better. So, she followed the crowd. She ignored you. She overlooked your potential. She chose men who fit the image she wanted to portray. But now, things have changed. Maybe you've built something for yourself. Maybe you've gained status. Maybe now people respect you in a way they didn't before. And suddenly, she sees you differently. Not because she suddenly understood your worth, but because now it's socially acceptable to want you. This happens all the time. A woman will reject a man when he's unknown, struggling, or in the process of becoming great. But the second he gains recognition, success, or influence, she wants in. She wasn't blind before. She was just following the crowd. She didn't misjudge you. She just cared more about public opinion than personal attraction. She only values you now because others do. And that's the truth most men never realize. It's not always about whether a woman finds you attractive. It's about whether society tells her you're worth choosing. And once she sees the world validating you, she suddenly regrets ignoring you. But here's what you need to understand. A woman who only values you after society does, never truly valued you in the first place. And that's why when she comes back, you shouldn't take her seriously. Because she didn't want you. She wanted the version of you that the world finally approved of. 9. The X factor. Why she wants you back. Now, ever noticed how some women suddenly want you back only after you've moved on? It's not a coincidence. It's a reaction to losing control. When you were with her, she knew she had you. She knew you cared. She knew you'd always be there. And she knew she could leave any time and you'd still want her. So when she walked away, she expected you to wait. But then something unexpected happened. You didn't. You leveled up. You stopped chasing. Maybe you even found someone new. And now, she regrets everything. Not because she suddenly realized you were the one. Not because she made some deep emotional discovery, but because she lost her grip on you. Here's why this happens. Women don't always value a man when they have him. They assume he'll always be an option. They only feel the true impact of losing him once he stops caring. When he moves on, she loses the power she once had. This is why so many women circle back to their exes after ignoring them for months or even years. She sees you happy. She sees you unbothered. She sees you giving another woman the attention she once took for granted. And suddenly, she wants it back. But here's the hard truth. She doesn't want you. She wants the version of you she no longer controls. She wants the validation of knowing she can still have you if she wants. And if you take her back, she'll lose interest again. Because she was never chasing love. She was chasing power. So when an ex suddenly wants you back, ask yourself this. Did she change? Or did she just realize she lost her ability to control you? The answer is usually obvious. 10. You became what she pretended she didn't want. Here's the biggest irony about attraction. Many women reject the exact type of man they secretly desire. They'll tell you they want a nice guy. They'll say they're looking for someone who treats them well, who listens, who prioritizes them. But when a man actually does those things without first earning her respect, he gets ignored. And yet, the moment he levels up, becomes more dominant, more confident, more selective, suddenly she wants him. Not because he changed into someone new, but because he became the man she always wanted, but didn't think she had to chase. Here's what men need to understand. Women don't always know what they truly want. They're influenced by emotions, trends, and social expectations. They often reject men who seem too easy to win over. It doesn't matter if he's a great guy. If she doesn't feel like she earned him, he doesn't excite her. The same man she once ignored becomes attractive when he stops waiting for her approval. This is why men should never change for women, only for themselves. The moment you start living for yourself. When you focus on your goals, become more confident, and stop prioritizing women over your purpose. That's when women start to take notice. She might not have wanted you back then because you didn't seem like a challenge. She thought she could find someone better. She assumed you'd always be an option. But now? Now, she sees you thriving. She sees that you're not waiting for her. She sees that you became the man she secretly wanted, but wasn't ready to choose. And now? She regrets everything. The biggest mistake a man can make is becoming bitter over rejection. Instead, use it as fuel. Use it to push yourself further. Because one day she'll look back and realize she let go of the man she was actually looking for. But by then, you'll have already outgrown her. Here's the cold, hard truth. Women don't regret rejecting you. They regret that someone else got to experience the man you became. That's what really bothers them. Not that they lost you, but that they lost the status, validation, and benefits that come with being with a man who has now become high value. And by the time they realize it, it's too late. Because the man who once wanted them no longer cares. Now here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you ever had a woman suddenly show interest after ignoring you before? I want to hear your experiences because trust me, you're not alone in this. I'll be reading and responding, so let's talk. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this with another man who needs to hear it. And remember this, your value was never the problem. She just didn't see it until she had no choice. Now it's up to you whether she ever gets a second chance.